Hi guys, picking up the story with M.A. Asphodel here on turn 31, and I'm not sure why I called this turn 41 here. I might have missed a turn somewhere. It's going to be turn 37. Actually, it looks like I've missed a few turns here. Oh wait, sorry, wrong game. Let's try again. Coronavirus, turn 31. So yeah, let's take a look at the strategic map. Okay, so I remember where we were. Yeah. So a few turns ago, we took Nazca, and now we're going to pick up some lands around the Nazca sector. Um, this is kind of nice, actually. So if we look at what we have in the area, um, we're going in. Oh, what the heck? This is Bogus the Troll. This is a special event. So Bogus and his little band of mercenaries here, basically, raiders, um, would have taken this province. This is like an extremely bad event to have because this guy is just a monster. Wraith Sword with Life Drain on a 78 HP chassis. It does 44 magic damage a swing, 16 attack skill, 24 prod. The only thing that's half decent about him is he has encumbrance, but the encumbrance doesn't matter much with the partial Wraith Drain of the Wraith Sword. We've got the Troll Mage here with the Ice Pebble Staff and the Bracers of Protection. Again with the regeneration and enough gems to cause some air elementals. That won't be a problem for us. Rune Smasher, Rainbow Armor on the Warrior Mage here. This would be a problem, but I'm not sure what the AI is going to cast here. True Shot Longbow, not a problem. Quickness, that's annoying. So he's getting off 2 shots around there. And then Fabregas the Dark Knight. This guy's a beast. 4 attacks, 30 defense on 4 attacks, and one of them is a length 3 lance. Like, just a monster. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so I'm going to bless with Fabregas. Fadmargast takes off here and is going to probably kill a few of these units. When he landed, he killed one immediately. So that was on the lance charge. And I probably should have had these guys on attack closest so we could get a surround on this guy. I've only reduced his defense by just a touch. Yeah, now it's gone down a little bit. Okay, and one of our mages finally cast Tangle Vines, so that takes his defense down. So that guy is actually going to start taking damage. Here's Bogus himself here. He's going to die. So Bogus will die because his defense wasn't high enough. So he's just going to get harassed down. Even though his encumbrance was super high, his fatigue is still going to stay low because of the Wraith Sword. So he's still hitting with his 21 attack, which makes sense. But yeah, 51 damage. That hurts. Oh, and all the mages are gone. And it's just Fadmargast here. Oh, and he's on the run, so he's going to die. Perfect. And then we get Bracers Protection, Greenstone Armor, and Precious. So the Precious is a plus attack item. Very useful, actually. Plus 4 Strength, plus 4 attack skill. I'm going to use this later in the game. And Bracer Protection, always good. The Greenstone Armor's interesting. It's a lot of body armor, 20. But like 6 encumbrance and 6 map move make me not want to use this. If I have a slow map move unit already, then I might end up using that. So, war is coming. We are sending the troops over. We're going to take this off of Vanarus, and then we're going to go up into Agartha. The plan is to take Agarthan land, like the greedy pigs we are. What do we got here? Shinuyama's Pretender. Inspirational and leadership plus 30. So that is just a fire bless. Yeah, fire 4. So he took basically pure scales. Shinuyama's been AI for like many, many turns now. Um, the Not that you could do much with this. Like he can't research, so he's stuck with whatever he's got. But it looks like he has enough evocation to cause problems for PD. So he ends up killing. This is like 15 PD here. That's a decent amount of damage. And he's going to siege down this fort, which is basically all the more reason for us to take advantage of the situation. So we're going in. Let's see. This is some night PD. Oh no, it's not night PD, it's just independence. So this is unfortunate. Oh, also, this is an incorrectly implemented hero tag from the mod we're using. It's not a bug in the game, it's a bug in the mod. We're using worthy heroes, and it's given Vanarus a really bad generic hero that only has a useless kick. So I'm sure he's trying to get killed. Actually, I think all of Vanarus's heroes might be these guys. In which case, I feel bad for him because that's just really really shitty, especially because he took luck 3. So yeah, Vanarus is fighting. This is popped, so we'll check it next turn. Um, yeah. Is there any cool events? Any random events? We got some Fire Gems, Astral Pearls, a lab, Robe of Missile Protection. Where is this? Oh, I don't want a lab here. That's bad. Ah, yes, 37 unrest in our new capital. That sucks. We should be getting, what do I think? We should be getting almost 200 gold per turn off of this. Maybe 180. So if we had this unrest down, I think we'd be doing a lot better. But sadly we do not. So 41 unrest this turn. You'll notice we're not expanding downward this turn. Every province here, I've tried to get a site searcher on it. Because we basically desperately need nature gems. We're looking at, what is this, turn 31, so 9, 18, 24, 26, 38, 40, 50, 7 gems per turn right now on turn 31, which is pretty dang good. So we have one force here, it's assembling, and then there's another force that I'm trying to get out as quickly as possible. So it's moving here, and I think I've got another squad coming here. Yeah, move patrol. No, it'd just be this squad. So the idea is to get as many units as possible, kind of going in this direction to start this war. So I'm not waiting. I've got a huge mage core down here, right? This is thousands of gold. I'm not going to wait any time to have it come back to join this front with Agartha. It's going to site search down here. I need to start this war as soon as possible. Okay, let's check out turn 32 while I'm on a roll here. 32. Okay, let's actually do these events. There's a battle. So this is a magic phase movement, so either cloud trapeze or teleport. This guy's bless is just hellish. Shock resistance, fire resistance, cold resistance, natural protection, fate weaving, undying, blood vengeance, and berserker. So that's blood vengeance, berserker, undying, fate weaving, hard skin, and then cold resist, shock resist, fire resist. It's a hell of a bless. Hell of a bless. And he's just popping in on this province that So if you remember last turn, knights, he took this province from knights. So there's nothing in here to kill a super combatant like this. He's got Boots of the Behemoth here, so which grant him trample. He's got 31 protection, and he's regenning at 15 per turn right now. So that's not killable, even with the Einhir's deadly attacks. And it is deadly. I think Einhir's have cold resistance. Yeah, a little bit of cold resistance, but they need more. The Chill Aura 6 is a little much. Yeah, that is one sad. So if you look at this guy, attack skill 18 is pretty decent. Defense not high enough to matter. I'm gonna have to fight this guy eventually. Not quite sure how to approach it. Not quite sure. Okay, let's see. We got a Boiling Bog. So Boiling Bog, that's fire, water. Catacombs is death 1. No other sites. Leprofens is like a disease site. I think it's like air death. Let's have a look at that. Nope, death 2, water 1. Yeah, was I right? Oh, Catacombs has an astral. And then Boiling Bog of Strange Lights. Did I not find a Boiling Bog this turn? Oh, I did. Yeah, and I called it. I called it right. I just thought Boiling Bog was a fire site, not a water site. Okay, so in this part of the world, maybe we can watch some battles here. So this is nothing. We just take out the PD at Vanarus. We're going to ignore Vanarus for now. We go north to Agartha. Vanarus has other problems. I've been talking to him. I've been trying to support him with gems, basically anything so that he loses as little as possible to Agartha. Speaking of which, Agartha goes into this fort. This is not a mage core. That's not enough to do anything, even against this few units. So they have that Deadly Bless on Agartha. These guys are shock resistant 10, so the lightning bolts really aren't going to do a ton of damage. What's the actual call here? So it is the lightning bolts that do the damage. 5 dead. What matters here? Terracotta soldiers doesn't matter a ton. Shard whites matters a little bit. But really I want to see these oracles, the ancients, dying. That's what I really want to see him lose. And he just had a few, like Vanarus just had a few units in there. Let's see, Omikra. Wait, that was the one I just clicked, right? So we take this province off Vanarus. And then Agartha goes into the fort. And then we pop inside. Oh, Mukarib. This is a pity. This is my first game playing against Nabaa, so it would have been cool if this player had managed to last a little bit longer. In my last 2 really successful games, I ended up killing Nazca first both times. Precision, reinvigoration, combat. It's a caster bless. Interesting. High astral. Yeah, and then we go in, and I'm sure we kill our own guys with friendly fire. Nope, it was an Adite general killed one of our units with his scimitar. 23 damage scimitar. Yeah, that could kill Black Centaur. And then we get some events. Misfortune, Sectarian movement. That's actually good for us. We hate our own dominion. Air gems and ancient treasure. Perfect. And then we lose a harpy because Bandar likes patrolling, and I don't tell him where I have my scouts. Yeah, so it looks like there was troops here last turn, and then they went here this next turn. So that's something I'll keep an eye out for. I'm moving in. Mostly not my chaff. Where's the chaff? The chaff is standing back here. The chaff is for site searching. The reason I'm doing this is I want to protect my chaff. As much as like these units come from free spawn, they still take time. Like I think I'm generating like about 50 of these a turn. Um, and if you play Asphodel with growth scales instead of death scales, you actually have a fair bit of chaff production on every single one of your provinces. But with death scales, I don't like these other provinces of mine. Bad example. This one, for example, or over here, this province isn't generating chaff, and normally it would be, um, even with the small amount of dominion in it. But such is the life of playing Death 3 on Asphodel. So I'm protecting my chaff. It's staying behind. I'm going to attack this province. If I can put it under siege, I'm pretty certain Agartha won't be in position to knock me off it, and I can siege it down next turn. And more chaff is coming out. Basically transporting, the chaff transports are moving out here. I've got a series of units coming, carrying lots of chaff, because we are anticipating some fighting going on up there. Over in behind, I think I'm going to stop with the chaff transport after this. Yeah, I think this is my last turn of chaff movement, um, because we're going to start planning to attack Vanarus. The thinking being that these two players have attacked each other to the point where um, I should be able to handle both of them at the same time. So yeah, turn 32, I'm kind of making that decision. I'm making an agreement with Bandar Log to trade this province for this province because I want to take this throne, and I take this because I'm a greedy pig. This turns out to be a diplomatic error. Spoiler alert. And then I've got the Cauldron of Elven Halls because people don't need to see what kind of army I've got moving around underwater here. And I'm just going to pick up this province for myself, in hopes of finding more nature gems. So yeah, we've done all the site searching. That means I can raid with all these mages. So everything's just pushing forward. Sacreds are going to pop down here, and that'll open up this throne for me. Let's check out my research. Yes. So research, I'm going for construction 6 for diplomatic reasons. I want a stone idol. That's a Earth 2, Astral 2 crosspath item that is Heretic 3, which basically is going to help me keep my Dominion out. I could use it in some place like Nazca to keep my Dominion out. If I eventually take Shinuyama, I could use it to keep my Dominion out of Shinuyama. There's this province which is really valuable to me. This province has recruitable potential astral mages, and if I could keep my Dominion out of this area, which is currently like my only source of gold, I'd be willing to put a temple there. So that would be an excellent use of a stone idol. So I want to build a construction 6 item, a star sign skullcap, and send it to Alm and get him to make me stone idols, basically as many stone idols as I can afford, because it's going to keep me making gold, keep me gold positive. So yeah, it's just purely political. There's nothing I need. Like, if I'm gonna thug, I don't need construction 6. I can do it with construction 4. Hell, I could probably do it with construction 2. Just making gem economic thugs. Construction 2 is probably sufficient. But yeah, I go down this path, and like in hindsight, I didn't need to, and it would have been much nicer to have like a Conjuration 6. That would have been sweet. Alteration 6 is not so useful fighting Agartha. Like things like Darkness, Skeletal Legion, and Soul Vortex. These are not ideal fighting Agartha, but they'd be super useful fighting Vanarus. The other thing that's down here in 6 is Transformation, which I could use to lower the gold burden I have with my current mages. Every single one of these Panic Apostates is costing me 20 gold per turn. every single one. So by transforming one, which is 8 nature gems, that nets me basically an income of 20 gold right there. Um, and I do have the chance of making the mage like less useful by putting it with a really crappy chassis. Or I could have it more useful and it can become like a super combatant. Um, so there's pros and cons there. Basically, as long as I'm casting the spell in luck 3 scales, I'm doing it right because the the chance of a better outcome happening improves in luck 3. Yeah, so that's turn 32. Let's check out turn 33. And I think I'll do turn 34 as well, because I think things stay pretty quiet this game for the next little while. So yeah, we're sending Vanarus basically air gems, whatever he needs that he might be able to use. Uh, so he's sending us some nature gems in in exchange. Like this is not as many air gems as I've been sending him, but like it's what he can afford. Battlefield Glen of Verdant Greenery, Death 1, Nature 1, which is excellent. Always need more nature. And this is in the province we just took from Vanarus, so go figure. Let's see. So Phasia is attacking Mictlan. Nothing really here to see. Hopefully that mage got away. Bandar Log's attacking Alm. Nothing here to see, just 1 PD. We take this province from Bandar Log that had a PD dump in it. Oh, good to know. Weird. Province previously owned by independents has been conquered by forces. This is in the lake. It's just raiding along. We take losses. So the reason for losses is we're a poor amphibian. Half combat speed, significant penalties to attack and defense, and encumbrance. Now encumbrance doesn't matter, but the penalties to attack and defense do. Especially when these guys are fully aquatic. So they've got 11 and we've got 3 attack. Like, that's just pretty rough for us. At least the sleep vines attack for tons and tons of attacks. But battle is short. We can't regen through, so we end up taking losses. We take this other province from Bandar Log. We land on Agartha's province he took from Shinuyama. So let's see what we got here. We're buffing our undead, and we got a little bit of Horde of Skeletons. That's it. Oh yeah, and we have this guy with the Starfire staff that is going to just, yeah, lots of, oh, Farcaster for Astral only. That makes sense. So lots of Starfires. You can see the little animation where the 2 beams come down, that's Starfires. So he's actually going to get experience for that. We're gonna check that out. And then Agartha raiding Vanarus with lots and lots of soldiers. Dominion change. That's a bad event technically, but it's good for us. We get some gnomes. This is annoying. There's 6 hit points, size 1, with pretty low stats. Like, I don't know what to do with these. Maybe I should Gift of Reason them. Yeah, maybe, let me just check this. Sorry, I'm gonna swing over to the other screen. I know the other players would do a better job of this. All units, any nation. No. Yeah, holy shit. These guys are Earth 2, Nature 2. What's Gift of Reason cost? Oh. Does Earth 2, Nature 2 do it for me? Do I really want that for 20 nature gems? I might not want that, guys. Earth 2, Nature 2. Well, I don't have a lot of Earth 2 mages. That could be worth it. That could be worth it. And how many of them do I have? 3. Yep. Earth 2, Nature 2. Okay, maybe if I give some reason them, maybe I'll use them. Wonder, do they have any other abilities? Just glamour? Okay. Alright, 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 guys. I'm not going to send them off to die. I'm going to keep these things and I'm going to turn them into lovely mages. So I'm site searching here. I noticed earlier in the game that this location has order. Order can only be caused by a few sites, and of the ones that you don't discover automatically, all of them are Earth. So there's an Earth 2 site that provides an an enchantment bonus. Um, yeah, it's an enchantment bonus. And then there's a Earth 3 site that also increases order that's 4 Earth gems, 1 Astral Pearl. So I'm searching. I don't have my boots yet. I don't have Earth boots. So I'm rolling the dice and searching for the Earth 2 site. Yeah, optimistic. So we don't pop through this. I see this here, and I kind of assume um, I have time. Like I know I can fight this because I've seen the squad before. So I'm just going to hang tight here and pop this fort next turn. I'm a 2-turn fort popping kind of guy right now. Um, yeah, so just anticipating this contact. How's this guy doing experience-wise? 2 kills. Good on you. This mage, the Starfire staff, much better than his normal longbow. Even though I think the damage is less. But he hits 2 units, so that helps. Yeah, so same thing. Um, I raid, I search, and I collapse. Raid, search, collapse, raid, search, collapse. I just keep doing that over and over again. So raid, search, and then I'm going to come back next turn. We've got a fort here. I think I'm going to, yeah, I'm not going to build a fort here until I know which site's there, if I want to fort it. So I'm planning for a fort here. I got a fort here last turn. The nature gems are shifting in purpose from being more for improving my reanimation to being a little more strategic now. Like more nature gems are making their way to the front lines here. More nature gems are being used for infrastructure, and I should be probably not now, but I should start summoning um, more of my carrion lords. These are 35 nature gems each, which is a lot of nature gems, but it's a good chassis. If you think of my nature gems as being 20 gold each, this is a 700 gold unit, which is a touch expensive, but it is a good unit. Upkeep free, importantly. Yeah, so I don't think I adjust my research. Oh, I do. So, what am I thinking? I adjusted my research this turn because I realize that I'm going to claim this throne, um, and I'm going to be recruiting from this throne these mages of summer. They are going to have fire too. I would like to have augury, so I can site search up to 5 provinces away, and I can build an item to increase this to 6, which I'm definitely going to do, and I can do that remotely. So the idea is to get a couple of fire mages out here and search my own thrones. And I've got like a few like provinces in mind that I'm like, yeah, these provinces should definitely have sites, but I haven't found them, so let's search them for fire. Augury for 2 fire gems is reasonably economic, especially when there's a chance that I could find a fire site that produces more than one gem. All right, so that's turn 33. Maybe we'll do turn 35, but for now it's turn 34. Yeah, so still on good terms with Bandar Log, although I realize that I shouldn't have taken this province this turn. He's upset because he wanted to sell it to Facia for some stuff, which is both of them kind of taking advantage of the damage that I feel that I've done to Nazca, but I couldn't have taken Nazca without their help in holding him down. Sorry, I couldn't have taken Nazca with as few losses as I took. I pinged this throne this turn just to see the configuration of what I'm looking at. So I could tell the composition from the scout report, but when I ping it, I get to see that the fire snakes are to the north and the shadows are to the south. The lions are in the middle, and the lions have the highest attack speed, so they're actually going to hit first. So that kind of informs me what I'm going to need to do with my lines, even though it's going to look pretty dumb. I also see the Sphinx, which is terrifying. This is just a terrifying number of gems with heroic toughness. Um, if I was scripting this, this would be an absolute nightmare to fight against. This guy has up to level 7 in all paths, so he could cast some pretty solid spells here. He could even do Living Fire. Man, that'd be crazy. And we are using Lucid's improved AI mod, but we're going to take a look at the AI for that particular unit next turn, and we're not going to be impressed. So the script going in is a gap. We've got flankers on either side, so these guys are going to die instantly, but hopefully trample a little bit. I figured they do better against the shadows than the fire snakes. Fire snakes are going to meet this line. This hole here is going to let skeletons through. We've got some big spells coming out. We've got Rigor Mortis, we've got Relief, we've got Foul Vapors, and we've got Rain. We're basically going to need all of that and more to fight this many units. 55 shadows, that's a lot of shadows. The Jaguar tribe, that's nothing, doesn't even count it. The Cathartic Lions are dangerous. Fire snakes are very dangerous. And then like the mages here are just awful, just awfully scary. So yeah, that'll be interesting next turn. Glowing Kelp Forest, Halls of the Drowned, nice. There's so few water provinces in this map. That was one of the stipulations for this tournament, was that you couldn't pick a water nation. And I think Urmor was also banned too, which is just as well because Urmor is not a particularly strong nation, but it really distorts the diplomacy within the game. Similar to like Nazca in a way, but even more so because Nazca can win, whereas Urmor, you really got to be playing quite well to win. Oh, thank goodness, this boar is dead. So there's a monster boar in this province, one of our few high-income provinces. The monster boar doesn't have a lot of defense, doesn't have a ton of attack, and is going to die to sleep vines basically instantly. Yeah, poor monster boar. So short-lived. That's nice. So I'm not going to dwell here as much as I'd like to have this unrest reduced. We need to get raiding, so we're going to take this province. We're going to storm the castle. I think I use my big brain to actually leave units outside the castle. I'm going to make some mistakes related to this in a few turns. Spoiler alert. We see that Agartha's moved on. So Vanarus attacked Agartha, and there was a huge PD dump here. Like, this is brutal. Yeah, so all this is PD. And then he's got all these shard guards in place. And Vanarus brought a solid mage core, but there's a certain lack of chaff here. And with the sacreds, the lightning bolts are going to have a hard time. Another thing that's tough here is that, and I think this is PD, but if you do have archers like this, you can actually use them as a counter to mages, because you can have them fire, and like a small portion of them will actually target the mage core. I had one of the best players I've ever. Oh yeah, they're definitely PD, so he couldn't do that. But I've one of the best players I've ever played against. Made heavy use of archers to counter my communions when I was playing as Tianchi. Uh, and it was awful, just awful. Like little 10 gold units sniping my 200 gold mages in the back. Um, just felt just hurt inside. In a really, like, you really need to have a lot more chaff to soak up the arrows. Oh, then some independents come in and do nothing. So we're going in. He cannot get here because his units only have one map move. He also, unless he did it this turn, he can't get his pretender in here either. And his pretender, he can teleport, but he would teleport it and would go into the fort. So I could only fight his pretender inside the fort at this point. And I don't see where his pretender is. I know he's been out and about with it, his white mage, but I don't know where it is. So yeah, taking the fort, raiding over there. What do we got here? Oh, I'm thinking of suiciding this guy, but I think I changed my mind in a few turns. Yeah, and then just various, oh yeah, general movements. I, I finished a, I finished a Mound King. So a Mound King is full of harpies. So I've got 80 harpies here. I'm gonna take him off of continuously patrolling these 4 provinces. I'm gonna bring him down here. And I'm going to, once I get my earth boots and site search this, I'm going to have a string of 3 forts, and this Mound King is going to move patrol, move patrol, move patrol, move patrol, and just go back and forth between these 3. Like, perfect world, I'd be as unpredictable as possible about where I'm patrolling and where I'm not, because I'm looking for scouts. In this world, because I'm limited in resources, I have a system, and hopefully that system is going to look random from the outside, and I imagine it will, because basically Facia, if you imagine Facia here, they send a scout to find my cap. He's moving over here. He moves to this province. He says, oh, here's Asphodel. He moves onto it, and I'm patrolling it, and I kill it. Or he moves onto it, he sits for 2 turns, and I patrol it, and I kill it. It's going to seem random. It's not going to seem like I have a system that I'm moving units around. Yep, so we're recuperating our units, we're site searching, we're attacking here. Let's go to turn 35. So many carrion centaurs, corpse candles, well of yesterday's waters. That's a lot of water sites. Garden of Frozen Flowers is another water site. Lovely. Then we fight the throne. Let's have a look. Okay. So I have my big battlefield buffs that should go off. I've got 2 guys that I'm going to use to bless my centaurs. He's got spells going off too. So we've got Relief, Foul Vapors, and Rigor Mortis have gone off. So we're still waiting for Rain. Rain is going to take a while. because the guy that cast Foul Vapors is going to be tired. Oh no, it won't. He's casting it right now. Perfect. So, Foul Vapors. Not going to do anything against the undead guys. Not going to do a ton against the fire snakes. It will whittle down the Jaguar tribe, and that's the only reason we cast it. It may do some damage to the mages. That would be nice, but I don't have my hopes up for it. The Sphinx has too much damage for Foul Vapors to matter. So the Cathartic Lions are hitting. These things are beasts. They have reasonably high damage attacks. They're resistant to the types of damage that I'm going to be putting out, which is Pierce. And their attack skill isn't, this isn't great, but the hit points is pretty solid. And 18 protection is going to hurt. Thankfully, they're going to get poisoned, and they're going to start taking morale checks as their squad size decreases. We see that a few of my centaurs run forward. I have them to hold, and they shouldn't have charged yet. But what's happened is they've taken damage from, I don't know, a stone or something. And that's caused them to go berserk, which means that they charge ahead. We do not have a lot of skeletons coming out. 5 panic apostates isn't a ton of panic apostates. And it's also because I've spent my time casting battlefield enchantments rather than hordes of skeletons. It would have been nice to have twice this number of panic apostates. So, Cathartic Lions first, and everything that's gone berserk and charged forward is basically going to die. Shadows are going to hit second. The shadows should get chewed up by my sacreds. His Sphinx attacks. Now, let's look and see what that stupid Sphinx has been doing. Fire Elemental, Fire Elemental, Fire Elemental, raise dead, and then it attacks. So this is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then it attacks. So Lucid's AI is not curing this guy's incredibly bad script. This could have been Power of the Spheres, Phoenix Pyre, Living Fire. It could have cast like some of the death magic, like Death 5. I think he could bone grind me. We're already having routes. I think this guy might be holding an enchantment. So the mages are starting to rout because I've taken too many HP losses at this point, basically. This guy also has a Fear Aura, which would have reached out to where the mages are. So Fear Aura of 9 means a radius of 9. So this guy would have probably received the Fear Aura, taken a check because there's been so much penalties, so much death in the field, and he's now routing. We'll keep an eye on him because I think when he goes off, I might lose a battlefield enchantment. Nope, that was not my guy with the enchantment. That's good. Sorry, computer's too slow. The Sphinx is gone. F1, C. Sphinx is dead. That's because the Sphinx, for all that it's a huge sack of HP, it really had no business being up in the front line. It should never have been there. Sorry, my computer might be too slow to actually render the rest of this battle. Let's unpause and get this over with. So we have another Panic Apostate. This is a Nature 4 one, so that means I'm going to lose Relief as soon as he goes. Let's have a look and see how the battlefield enchantments are doing. A good unit to look at would be some of the Jaguar tribe. This unit has been hit by foul vapors. That's why he has 1 HP and has so much poison damage. His fatigue is 58, 56, 46. The combination of rigor mortis combined with um, relief means that they have low fatigue. My fatigue is 64. Oh, geez, that's maybe a bad example. See if I can find another one. No, it's about 62. Um, so still not great, but not the end of the world. Um, Unfortunately, the effects of rain don't really show up, but you'll have to imagine that it's helping with the auras in this area. Yeah, this is another poisoned lion. So Foul Vapors is doing work, but it's not all powerful here. We've got a nice line of skeletons which are protecting our mages. Yeah, it slowly leaves the battlefield. Oh, and we just had Panic Apostate got killed there actually. So we lost Rigor Mortis and Relief because of that Panic Apostate dying. We still have Natural Rain and Foul Vapors. And something's happened. They've routed. And we'll just watch the little green ticks as these guys leave. All kinds of damage. When they go off the battlefield, they basically receive all of their remaining poison damage in one tick. So almost all of them will just die instantly as they go off the battlefield. And we win. And we pick up the Skull Staff from our Panic Apostate that was casting Rigor Mortis. And most importantly, both of the Panic Apostates are Twiceborn, so they come back as Carrion Lords. And we just took this is a level 3 throne. Pretty sweet. So Bandar's raiding us. We were trading a province with them. Vacia takes this province that we weren't supposed to take from Bandar. That's fine. Bandar attacks Ulm but was defeated. This looks like Giuseppe. Yep, Giuseppe and his pikemen. This is a really good mercenary squad. Sorry, it's not a good squad for fighting Ulm, but it's good for like expanding. Magma Bolt and Earth Meld are good spells. Yeah, then we're raiding Agartha, and then we go inside the fort, and there's nothing inside the fort, we just take it. Band of Brigands, so we lose a province, because we have luck 3, negative 20 gold, and false profit. All pretty standard with luck 3. Yeah, so this is going to be the last episode from this turn. This throne, if you're curious, is the Throne of Abundance. This is a level 3 throne. Level 3 thrones are generally pretty game-changing. Sloth 2 is very bad. That's 80 design points on your Pretender if you took Order. But 150 gold per turn, that's like half a cap. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gems and spreads Dominion plus 3. That's like more than a cap right there. So they're generally extremely powerful. There's 2 other level 3 thrones. I'm really glad I didn't get this one. I knew I wouldn't based on the type of throne defense. Fire snakes and whatnot aren't going to appear on the Throne of Eternal Suffering. This will have like undead protecting it. And I know there were shades on this one, but it wasn't majority of shades. Order productivity is 80 positive design points. Misfortune 1 is 40 negative. So objectively a worse throne than the one I have. Throne of the Sun. I would have been pretty happy with this. Spread dominions 5, which is huge. Heat, good for me. Order, good for me. Growth, good for me. 3 fire gems, awesome. Not as good as 8 gems, but still pretty sweet. Fire resistance +5, would love it. I would love to have the Throne of Sun. But yeah, now we've got the Brass Throne, the Throne of Summer. We're hanging on to the Throne of the Second Age, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, what are we? No, it's the Throne of the First Age. Is that the one here that we're not touching? Yeah, that's fine. Because we don't need it. And we don't want it spreading our scales. So yeah, first thing we do is we site search and build a lab. So the next turn, we can put a thistle mace here and grow a fort. We're going to get it all site searched up nice and good. We pivot around here. This guy's going to counter raid. Horde of Skeletons will be fine for taking out these villains. Free gems here is going to this province to pick up more Sacreds, to head over to attack Vanarus with. And this is kind of when the clock starts ticking on Vanarus. I go here, I go here, I go here. So 1, 2, 3. That means that I need to start positioning units on this province so that I can join up. I know that I've got 38 siege strength here, 153 here, and I want to pop this fort in one turn, 250 wall integrity, and then I need to account for some losses. So I want to have maybe 300, 400 siege strength ready to go, move on to this province. I can use one of my carrion lords. This guy was twice born, died on the throne, now he's here. He can move directly to this province. A panic apostate would not be able to. So the it's all about positioning. So these guys are staying here for now. Remember, I'm 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, I'm ready. This province, I'm starting to collect units here as well. I'm taking my other carrion lord, which was twice born on Asphodel, and I'm moving here and patrolling because I can't research. I would love to move and research, that'd be fun. So he's going to move, then he's going to research, and then he's going to be good to go onto this province in one turn. So after this turn, I'm going to have enough siege strength here to handle this fort, and I need to focus on getting enough siege strength here to handle this. And I'm also going to be building a few frost brands and turning these guys into mini thugs. And the intention here is that I don't want to just take these two provinces. I want to be raiding basically around them. I want Vanarus to be cut off from his cap. So ideally these 4 provinces would be mine. It's the same turn that I attack him here. So it's going to be a lot all at once. Here, we took this province, hooray for us. And we see Agartha's god. Very exciting. Agartha's god, we know he's not going to go here because there's no dominion here. I'm betting that he's not going to stay here because I think that Uruk has this dominion over here, or Shinuyama has this dominion, or someone other than Agartha has this dominion. So I'm just raiding everywhere. Just greedy. Each of these provinces is taking a raiding party. And here, this is cool. So Shinuyama died this turn. Let's check out that message. That feeling when points equals 0, God of Shinuyama is permanently vanquished. At the end, he did not rule a single province, and he now has nowhere to return. So Shinuyama last turn had this province. Shinuyama this turn does not. His god was here, but it was sieging this province. So effectively, his god dies, but it appears to be an independent this turn. I'm going to attack this province, and there's going to be no PD here because the dead god is basically sitting here preventing the player from putting PD in and from collecting half the income. So this is like just incredibly fortunate timing. Um, Not sure if this was the right move. I think like in hindsight it was. Like if I had played better, it wouldn't have been. But for now, I think killing Shiniyama's god was bad because it's opened up this opportunity for me to take a capital province and put it under siege with a joke of an army. Yeah, that's not even an army. It's not even a raiding party. I wouldn't raid with this. Yeah. Right, it's got our fertility cult here, keeping the Dominion down, which is eventually going to spawn independence to take this province, which will make me sad. And then just generally sneaking and site searching. Sneaking and site searching. Now that we've taken this, what are we going to do with units that remained? This is all that's left of my sacreds. I lost way too many. I lost 21 sacreds. That's a lot. That's 10 turns of sacred production right there, just down the drain. But I'm attacking Agartha, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sneak through this buffer of provinces, because I'm assuming that Agartha either hasn't scouted this direction, or he doesn't have the political clout to raid through another player to come attack me. So I'm just going to scout and pretend that this is like my Great Wall of China and attack from these into these provinces, basically through an invisible hole. He's got 2 forts not sieged, and that's kind of how I'm going to track this war. How many forts does he have that aren't sieged, and how much damage am I doing to him every turn versus how much damage is he doing to me every turn. This isn't going to be like the war with Nazca. I don't get to beat this guy in one fight and take his cap. I'm going to have to have a real Dominions war with him. Now I should have a massive advantage, but it's still going to be, I'm still going to have to play. And I'm going to have to play doubly hard because I'm going to be attacking Agartha and Vanarus at the same time. So yeah, 3 turns away from attacking Vanarus. It's turn 35. I might be 2 turns away. 1, 2. I'm pretty sure it's 3 turns away from attacking Vanarus. And yeah, 3 turns away from attacking Vanarus, attacking Agartha, finish the raiding of Nazca. Basically, Facey is going to take his sweet time taking these provinces off of Nazca, and then probably he's going to take these provinces off of Nabaa. Like, I'm incredibly jealous of Facey's diplomatic position, right? Like, he got to join in this war on Nazca, didn't take too many losses, gets to take a cap for his troubles, gets to raid against the AI, not even another player, and is still going to be basically at peace where he wants to be. He's going to go pick on Mictlan because Mictlan and Bandar-log have been fighting for way too long. But yeah. Cool. Anyway, that's the turn, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll pick up again next time on turn 36.